Good morning guys, and welcome back to Salento. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to be headed out to do the Cocora Valley hike. As I mentioned in the last video, it's probably the most popular thing to do when you're in Salento, but it's popular for a reason. It's an incredible 12-kilometer trek through the mountains, through the valleys and the cloud forest, and you ultimately end up at the over 50-meter tall palm trees, which is apparently such an amazing sight. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's about a 20-minute drive out of town to the trailhead. So I'm just headed over to the main square right now. I'm gonna catch a shared Jeep, and then we'll get out on the road, and eventually we'll get out on the trail. So I definitely don't have very good hiking shoes, and I haven't been doing a lot of hiking, so I'm in some pretty bad shape, not gonna lie. But I'm excited, and let's see how it goes. All right, so we're at the main square. These are the Jeeps here. Definitely doesn't look very busy though, so hopefully I don't have to wait too long because I'd like to get started as soon as possible. Oh, there's some people over here though. All right, we got our ticket. It was 10,000 pesos there and back, so about $3, which is pretty cheap honestly. And I was hoping I was gonna get to stand on the back. And I do, so a good start to the day for sure. All right, we're going. All right, we made it. Arms a little bit sore from holding on, but you know what, that was a pretty cool ride. Some pretty incredible views as well. Haven't even started the hike yet. You can see some of these palm trees. Well, let's get on the trail. All right, we are properly on the trail now. It took me a little while to actually figure out where to go. I walked a little bit too far past it, and that's where all the tourists are going, because they're going straight to the valley with the palm trees, because there's one small, like, 1.5-kilometer path that you can take directly there. But obviously that's too easy, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do the full 12-kilometer round trip. And if you start in this direction here, you can see a bit of the valley, which is very beautiful. But if you start here, the very last place that you go is the palm trees. So it's sort of like your ultimate destination and your reward for doing the whole hike. And of course, one of the nicest parts about doing the hike in the opposite direction is that you avoid the majority of the crowds, which if you know me, you know that I like to do that if I can. Something about being out in nature and just being able to connect with your surroundings by yourself, it's a lot more rewarding to me. Look at some cows here. The hike has just started and it's already beautiful, so I can't imagine what else it has in store for me. Now let's cross this super sketchy bridge. Tyler dies by falling off the sketchy bridge 5 minutes into the hike. That's the title of this video. Somebody will post it. All right, jokes aside, let's continue. So one thing you should know if you do come to do this trek is that there's 2 pieces of private property that you have to cross through. So this one I've just crossed here, they charge you 6,000 pesos, which is maybe $2, not even. And then there's another point when you get towards the actual valley where you have to pay 20,000, which is a little bit more. But realistically, all in all, for a 12-kilometer hike in a beautiful area like this, it's a small price to pay, but just something to be aware of. You can see the palm trees already. All right, we're starting to go upward a little bit now. So the entire trail is only around 800 meters of elevation gain, but it does take you up just below 3,000 meters, so you already start quite high. So if you're not used to elevation, it can be a bit of a struggle for sure. And if you start later in the day, like I did, I think around 9:30, it's already starting to get pretty hot. So if you want to avoid the hottest part of the day, I'd suggest starting earlier, maybe by like 7 a.m. But for me, I hate getting up early. So my trade-off is I'll take the sweaty part of the day as opposed to waking up early. But that's for you guys to decide what you'd prefer. Check out that view as well. I don't remember who it was, but somebody mentioned always look back where you came from when you're hiking or exploring. And ever since I heard that, I always remember to do it. And you're always rewarded. So I don't know who came up with that, but it's definitely true and it's something you should remember. All right, we have entered the forest portion of the trail now, which is definitely welcomed because it is starting to get pretty hot out. So this will provide some nice shade for sure. This is super cool. I see a sign here for a waterfall, and I can also hear it. So you know we have to go check that out. Love waterfalls, so I'm not passing up an opportunity to go check one out. There's a few people already down here as well. Not easy. So beautiful though. All right, fun little side quest there. Let's climb back up and get back onto the trail. All right, we are properly in the jungle now. We got another cool little bridge here too. Hopefully it's not as sketchy as the other one, but it definitely looks like it is. Oh yeah. Equally as sketchy. Luckily the surroundings are beautiful. Oh yeah. All part of the fun. So I'm just taking a little bit of a break here on this log, and just gonna take a couple minutes to enjoy this area because it is very, very beautiful. Let's take a look. There's the bridge that I just crossed. And then I'm seeing here that it's a bit more uphill, so definitely a good spot to take a break, just take in everything. I'm super happy that I did this. Really grateful to be here, and yeah, definitely enjoying myself. I swear, being in places like this with all these big rocks and the bridges and the waterfalls and everything, it's one of the coolest feelings ever. It's like being a kid in a giant natural playground. It's definitely one of my favorite things. Sorry, I need to focus here on some slippery rocks, and I definitely do not have hiking shoes. You can see here all the water. Luckily, it hasn't rained much in the past few days, because this would be not very fun after a lot of rain. All right, I can see what I believe to be the top. And that's a very welcome sight, because I'm starting to struggle. Super beautiful though. The struggle is always worth it. All right, let's finish this last little bit of uphill, and then we can enjoy the views from the top together. Oh, this is pretty special. Incredible views of the mountains and the valley. And all these really cool flowers as well. And this is only the halfway point. The trees in this area actually remind me a lot of Canada. Luckily, the temperature does not, so that's a big plus. It's also incredible how green everything is. The entire valley is just a deep, beautiful green color. They even have some pine. Really cool. All right, so I just passed the other point where you have to pay the 20,000. So I did that, and the guy there said it should be about an hour to get down. So I'm assuming it'll be a little bit less than that. And I was actually able to buy a beer from him. It cost me 10,000 pesos, which is a little bit expensive, but I'm not going to complain because I'm in the middle of nowhere. So that'll be nice to have for the very end of the trip. Here's a pretty cool up close of this palm tree here. This isn't even one of the taller ones, and it's still massive. Oh, I see a break in the fence here. You know, we gotta go check that out. Oh, wow. That is pretty incredible. Just seeing the valley like that with these tall trees spiking out, it's almost like a fairy tale. And then the cloud cover too. It's just so cool. I'm actually just running out of descriptive words. Just enjoy it for yourself. Well, we've made it to the actual viewpoint of the valley, and you can actually sit here amongst the palm trees, which is pretty cool. So I think right there somewhere is definitely where we're gonna have our beer. Definitely. Right on this log. You can see everybody else enjoying themselves as well. So worth it. It's hard to believe this place is actually real. Well, I guess there's no time better than now to break out the beer, so let's do that. And the best part is, the beer is still cold. Although a little shaken from being in my bag. Cheers, guys. Well, I would say there's no better place than this to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the hike and enjoyed some of the incredible views with me along the way. If you guys are ever in Colombia, please come here. Please do this hike. It's absolutely rewarding. There's parts that are difficult, but I think it's definitely manageable for most people. And shout out to my shoes for making it through with no issues. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna enjoy this. And then I'm gonna head back down and head back to town and get some food because I'm starting to get really hungry. But one last time, let's enjoy these incredible views together. I'll see you again sometime, somewhere. One other thing you should remember is that I'm desperately out of shape. That's not going in the actual video. Huffing and puffing the entire way. New video title. 12 kilometers of heavy breathing. Oh,